This episode sponsored in part by Lucky Duck Games. Check out their game, Chronicles of Crime. Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we'll be looking at board games launching the second half of January 2019 on Kickstarter. Stick around to the end, and I'll share with you how you can enter for a chance to win some of these giveaways. On January 15th, Frontier Wars launches as a game for 2 to 4 players set in World War II. You can take on the role of either United States, United Kingdom, Germany, or Russia. I mentioned IDW launching the new TMNT Adventures game, but they're pushing back the launch of it to the second half of January. Insured launches mid-January. It's a game for 2 to 8 players about insurance. These next few launch on January 21st. Newspeak from Inside the Box Games is actually relaunching. It's a game for 3 to 6 players, set in a dystopian universe, and you take on the role of either the dissidents or the moderators, and you're trying to figure out what truly is reality. Big Kid Games launches ComplexCity, a tile-laying game for 2 to 4 players. You plan your city using tiles that show the habitats of the various alien species. Battle of the Bards from Spirit Games, a dice-rolling card game for 2 to 4 players. Players will put on performances, recruit bands, and work with their roadies to capture audiences in a race to become the best bard troupe. Neat Games launches Too Many Poops, and I'll just leave that there. These next few launch on January 22nd. Quick Simple Fun Games and Aethers Entertainment are co-publishing or the mining game for 2 to 5 players, and it has worker placement. Skybound game launches Valor and Villainy Minions of Mordak for 2 to 6 players. It's a semi-co-op role-playing board game. One of you plays as the comically evil wizard Mordak, and the rest form a band of allies called the Order Without Borders, who must halt his path of destruction. Cackleberry Games launches Gardens of Babylon. It's for 1 to 4 players, and it uses tile placement in which players strive to earn the most points by planting flower seeds on the most valuable tiles. Taking turns, players place their tiles, create mazes of ziggurat-like pathways, strategically move their gardeners to gain positional advantage, and plant seeds to claim the tiles, triggering cascades to earn major victory points. Orange Nebula is bringing an expansion to Vindication called Leaders and Alliances. Stronghold Games, part of Indie Game Studios, launches Aftershock, designed by Alan Moon and Bobby West. It's a game for 2 to 5 players. It's an area control game. Players are going to spend their money to acquire cards, which are used to increase their population, build bridges, and determine where aftershocks occur. You get to negotiate with other players to score areas on the placement board. On January 23rd, C-Star Games relaunches Head Chef, a game for 1 to 4 players that has some Press Your Luck and set collection in it. On January 24th, Colossal Games launches 3 games from John Clowdus: Neolithic, a worker placement type game; Merchants of Muzeries, a set collection type game; and Keep, a drafting game. January 25th brings new kits for minis from Dreamforge Games. January 28th, Big Imagination Games brings a second edition to Champions of the Wild. These next few launch on January 29th. We'll see an expansion to Human Punishment, a game for 4 to 16 players. Mirrormorph Games brings a second edition of the Shipwreck Arcana with an expansion. Solo Una Noche from Cabin 21 Games is a luchador wrestling themed card game for 2 to 4 players. Keymaster Games, in connection with the 59 Parks print series, launches Parks, a game for 1 to 5 players. Players will take on the role of 2 hikers as they trek through different trails across 4 seasons of the year. While on the trail, these hikers will take actions and collect memories of the places your hikers visit. These memories are represented by various resource tokens like mountains and forests. Collecting these memories in sets will allow players to trade them to visit a national park at the end of each hike. Obscure Reference Games launches an expansion to Overlords of Infamy. Pit Play launches Zombies the Cure on January 30th. It's a board game, but also can be turned into a crazy fun card game. A government experiment has gone badly wrong, turning humans and creatures into not-so-dead zombies, monsters, freaks, and some ugly but cute little critters. Zombies are leading to the collapse of civilization. The not-so-dead, or not-so-living, is taking over the living. Unless it is dealt with quickly, all hope will be lost. but a cure exists. All you must do is pick it up and carry it to the lab. But be careful, trust no one, not even your friends. They'll kill you to be the one who takes the cure to the lab. I believe Mickle will launch on January 30th, where you work on 3 words simultaneously. Petersen Games launches Hyperspace towards the end of January. It's a fast-moving 2 to 4 player asymmetric strategy game about interstellar expansion. Simply Complex, an imprint of Capstone Games, launches Race for the Chinese Zodiac towards the end of January. It's a game that recreates the Great Race. You pick your favorite animal and race with the other animals, earn karma, and gather energy during the race. Put these to good use and take desired actions to race ahead of other animals, but beware, for the other animals are plotting to do the same. Dodoresque Cherry Blossom launches the end of January. These next few launch sometime in January, I'm just not sure when. Quinid Games launches La Stanza. Players take on the role of patrons of the arts, sponsoring the most brilliant creators of the time and commissioning the best works of art, all while creating more wealth and increasing their social status and prestige. Worthington Publishing launches Struggle for Europe, 1939 to 1945, a 2-player game set in Europe during World War II. Caper Games launches Wordopolis. DG Games launches Darker Rituals, a 1 versus many miniatures board game for 2 to 5 players. A small band of heroes defending villagers from a single player controlling the vile forces of evil. Yokohama Duel from TMG is a re-implementation of Yokohama. This one's for 2 players. It's a worker placement game. Equation Builder from Dragonfire Games. It seems to be an education type game. And a few that I missed from the beginning of January. Nerds, a family entertainment game. A Dicetopia expansion called Roll with the Punches. Gray Fox Games launches War of the Worlds: The New Wave. It's a 2-player asymmetrical deck building game. And I just heard there'll be a new tiny epic game from Gameling Games. Can you guess what it is? So some of the games that we will be previewing and making videos for will be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures game from IDW, Battle of the Bards from Junk Spirit, Gardens of Babylon from Cackleberry Games, Aftershock from Stronghold Games, Parks from Keymaster Games, and Race for the Chinese Zodiac from Simply Complex. Don't forget that tickets are still on sale for Tantrum Con. Come join us in the upstate of South Carolina, February 15th, 16th, and 17th to play some board games with us. You can find out more information at tantrumcon.com. And tomorrow, we will be premiering our Tantrum House Award Show. That'll be January 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, how can you win one of these promos? In the comments below, tell me what were some of the favorite games that you played over the holidays, and I'll randomly pick 5 winners. And maybe in about 2 weeks, so maybe January 18th, I will pick some winners. We have a promo from Coldwater Crown from Bellwether Games, a promo for Flip City, I believe. One's Trade Center and the other side says Office. This is from the game CV. And then we have a promo sort of pack here for the game Smash Up. And then this one is a promo from Dice Hate Me Games, Compounded, the composition book. So be sure to enter for a chance to win one of those by commenting below, and tell me about any games that you liked from the list. Well, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House. This episode is sponsored in part by Colossal Games. Check out their Kickstarter, Western Legends Ante Up.